Alright, hello everyone. Today I'm bringing you another control deck. This time we're playing Shadowverse. Now this game's awesome. Let's be real. I have never seen so many cute anime girls in a card game. And if for no other reason, that's why you should play it. Honestly. But in all seriousness, besides that, this is a very, very good game. Today I'm bringing you a Runecraft deck. And this deck is absolutely mind-boggling, insane. I haven't played like a lot. So I'm only rank C right now, but my win rate is somewhere around 80%. Um, it's absolutely ridiculous. The only really weak matchup you have is against not Shadowcraft. Sorry, it's against Runecraft, because this deck focuses a lot on a lot of removal, and most of the time the Havencraft decks don't actually have many creatures to remove, and that can actually be a problem because you'll actually end up overflowing your hand. And I guess you could call this a combo deck too. And I'll be showing you about that later, and I'll of course be talking over the entire deck after that. I'll have an annotation somewhere if you just want to see the deck instead of see it be played. We're getting a pretty getting the aggro put on us right now, but we should be okay. That guy only does one. We have the bolt there, the magic missile, or that one is magic missile, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And we should be pretty okay against staving off the aggro. I mean, our hand isn't that amazing for that, but we should be okay. Unfortunately, we do lack some healing, but like I said, we should be alright. We're just going to play this guy, actually. We're just going to run him out. And we'll see what he does. Because, I mean, again, I'm not really afraid of this guy smacking me for one right now. I just want to make sure that I'm prepared for the other stuff he's going to play. And we'll see what he does. So, this deck mostly focuses on... That's amazing. Okay. We're actually going to play the Merlin here. So, and then I'll get back to my other point. And this is one of the only legendaries in the deck. The deck has 3 legendaries, and you could definitely do with a 4th or a 3rd Merlin. I only have 2 in the deck. That's the one change I would make. And we're going to evolve her. So if you don't know, she puts a spell boost card in your hand when she's played and when she's evolved. And then when she attacks, she will spell boost all the cards in your hand. So, boom. Drew 2 cards and spell boosted all the cards in our hand. She is insane. And this little wizard here, when he evolves, he will spell boost all the cards in our hand twice again. So it is a lot about spell boosting the cards in your hand. And I think we might actually spell boost again, or evolve him to spell boost. But first we're going to draw as many cards as we can with these cards that don't spell boost. That card will spell boost a card in our hand twice. And then of course it's a spell, so spell boosts everything. And Trial of Light, this card is straight up 2 mana draw a card. So not quite as good as our Insight, which is 1 mana draw a card, but it's still pretty good. We actually are going to overdraw, but that's actually okay. It happens sometimes with this deck, just because you draw tons and tons of cards. But we definitely do need to get that double spell boost off. Just because we have our 3 or our 4 main cards here, or 2. We have 2 of these dimension shifts, which allows us to take an extra turn after this one. And then we have our Flame Guard Destroyer, just our Flame Destroyer. I don't know why I want to call it Flame Guard, but these are basically 7/7 that get reduced in cost. And then of course we have the dimension shift that take an extra turn. So they're kind of the big boys. That card actually is probably one of the best ones we could burn right now. Not all the time, but right now it is. We'll start off with the Insight. And I think we'll just Wind Blast this, because we don't want him to have anything alive, really. A little tricky, but yeah. Right now we're a little low, so I don't think we want him to have anything alive, but we're actually going to cast the Witch Bolt instead. Normally you want to try to save, most of the time you want to try to save the Witch Bolt for when you have an evolved follower in play. I mean, I could have evolved this guy, but I don't even point to it really, because you'll draw a card if you have an evolved follower in play. And it's probably one of the weakest cards in the deck, because, I mean, you don't always have an evolved follower in play, and it can be kind of annoying. But You kind of need it, just as the extra removal, the extra burn, and that type of stuff. So, and we're really close. We were so close to winning this, but not quite. That's okay. Ooh, that's really, really good. That's really, really good. Like I said, we're really close to being able to win this, but just not quite there. Lower the cost on our dimension shift again. And wow, we're so close. I don't want to play my my flame guys yet because there is the risk of them dying, and right now we kind of need them to win. Like there's a chance of AoE removal, and I just don't really want to risk that. I think I could safely play one of them here. Yeah, I can safely play one, and I'll just threaten him, and we'll see what he does. We should win. I don't really see how he could win here. You see, we were pretty good at staving off that aggression. We didn't even have like an amazing hand for that. We didn't have an amazing hand for getting the aggression off of us, but we still managed to pull it through because deck's just so much removal and so much draw. You're constantly just drawing cards, and yeah, this is like the perfect deck for me, honestly. Like, it doesn't get better than this. And that'll create 4 spats, I think. Nope, that's not the one. Wait, was that not the one? No, I had fan first on the 4 spat. So, I mean, it actually doesn't matter, but we could actually have done 7, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We could have killed him from like 30 health right there pretty much, because we could have evolved him, attacked, dimension shift, attacked with both of them, dimension shift, attacked with both of them, and yeah. Oops, I don't want that again. Yeah, so that's the deck, guys. And you didn't get to see it actually in action because he conceded, or the big combo there, but you saw what would have happened essentially. This deck is, like I said, it is like one of the most fun decks I've ever played in a card game ever. It's like my play style, like just perfectly. And I mean, if you like control, if you like playing the big awesome spells, then if like drawing tons of cards, and this is the deck, guys. We're gonna go check it out. You can check it out from there, but I think it'll be easier to do it like this. This was originally it. I have it called No Earth Rate because originally I was testing it with and without Earth Rate. So we got our deck here. Preview it. This is perfect, right? So we have 3 of Insight. Now this is straight up 1 mana draw card, just insane card, and you have to play it. And then we have the Magic Missiles, again insane, deal 1 damage, draw a card. Now oftentimes you will actually just on turn 2 cast this on your opponent's face just to cycle it, and that's fine. That's fine. Wind Blast, of course, this is 2 mana, kill everything once it's been in your hand for a few turns. Sorcery Cache, this is one of our big things for comboing. We spell boost a card in our hand twice, and we cycle it. And then of course it spell boosts everything because it's a spell. So this card's absolutely bonkers. What we're going to be mostly casting this on is of course our dimension shifts, our 2 of dimension shifts. So we can ramp those out, or our Flame Destroyers. That's for the most part. You can cast, I have casted on Fire Chain before when I really need to remove stuff, and I have casted on Fire Embrace before. That's up to your discretion, but most of the time you want to save it for those other spells. And of course, Trial of Light. This is 2 mana, draw a card. This effect will never happen, really. I mean, I don't actually know if there are effects that make your opponents discard cards in this game. I haven't seen any that might exist, so they might have that, but it's just about having another spell that you just cycle. That's all it's for. Conjure Golem, the reason we have this is so we can have some kind of board presence, we can create creatures, but we don't want normal creatures unless they have really powerful effects like the ones I'm going to show soon. And we don't want normal creatures because this will spell boost all the cards in our hand. So it's a spell and it's a creature. So that card's really, really crucial. Of course, we saw this guy. He spell boosts all the cards in our hand twice. This is just really good. He only gets +1/+1 when you evolve him. That's the thing to know. He goes from 2-3 to 3-4. This was messing me up originally because most cards, like almost all cards, like more than 90% of them will get +2/+2 when they evolve, but he only gets +1/+1, so beware of that. We have 2 of Witch Bolt, deal 4 damage to enemy follower, and draw a card if you want to evolve follower in play. This card's, it's pretty good. Like the only reason we really have it is because it's the best burn spell that we can have, or the next best burn spell we can have, and we kind of just need that. And I mean, it's good. If you want to evolve follower in play, it's really good. Merlin, she is the Bae. And again, another thing to note is that she only gets +1/+1 when she evolves. Just to remember that. So of course, put a spell boost card into your hand, so you draw a really powerful card from your deck. And whenever she attacks, spell boost the cards in her hand. Normally she'll only attack once, because normally what you're gonna want to do is you want to play her, evolve her, attack with her. Because when she evolves, you get to put another spell boost card in your hand, and then of course you spell boost all the cards in your hand. So. Really insane, really insane. And then we have the Conjure 2 summon. We just Conjure 2 Clay Golems. Amazing. And then we have the Fire Chain, which is AoE removal pretty much, because it deals 1 random enemy 1 time. So this is kind of like Wind Blast in a way where it keeps getting +1 damage, but it's a lot better in the fact that it can hit, of course, multiple things. So if your opponent has 5 minions, it's possible to kill all 5 of them. This card's really good. And yeah, I recommend at least 2. You might even want 3. If you were gonna take one, put another one in, I'd probably take out a Conjure 2 some. That's what I recommend. Fate's Hand. This card is bonkers, bonkers, my friends. Draw 2 cards and subtract 1 with spell boost. You have no idea how many times you will like get this down to 0, draw cards, like draw another one, or you have like another one, draw, and you'll draw pretty much infinite cards. Now, a big thing to note about this card, and, well, mostly this card, when you get it down to 0, you're going to be really tempted to play it right away. But try to play it only when you need to play it. And the reason why I say this is because it costs 0 mana, it's good to save to spell boost your other cards. So let's say at the end of my turn, I have 0 mana left. I could cast this card and draw 2 right away, but I can't play any of those cards that I draw. So what I should do is I should wait until the start of my next turn, because I will draw an extra card at the start of my turn, and that extra card that I draw at the start might have spell boost. So then I will get that extra spell boost proc, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense to you guys, but it's actually just a little tech thing that it's not like a big deal, but if you really want to play this deck optimally, that's something you have to keep in mind. And you can do that with Insight too. I wouldn't recommend doing it with like Trial of Light or Magic Missile, but Insight, because it only costs 1. Like if you have only 1 mana at the end of your turn, it's probably better just to wait until your next turn unless you really think you're going to need that mana. Excuse me. Okay. And now we have Fire Embrace. This is destroy a creature for free or really cheap. This card's really good. Play it and kill big dudes with it. Nothing much to say about it. Oh man, excuse me. Okay, and Prince of Darkness. Replace your deck with an Apocalypse deck. So for those of you who don't know what this means, it replaces your deck with a 10-card deck that is pre-made, and it is filled with really powerful cards. The cards include a 5 mana 13/13. They include a, I believe, 7 or 8, I think it's an 8 mana 8/8 with Storm. And they have a 7 mana, deal 7 damage, restore 7 health to your hero. And then there's a 10 mana, reduce your opponent's health to 1. So these cards, this is a win the game card, right? You play this and then you use it to win the game. So a big combo is, of course, you get your Dimension Shift down to 0, you play this guy, you play Dimension Shift, you draw one of these bonkers cards, and if you draw the one that reduces your opponent's health to 0, you pretty much auto win. I mean, unless they have a taunt, but I mean, maybe you can kill the taunt. You know, it's probably almost always an auto win. And of course, but the other ones deal 8 damage, deal 7 damage. Both of those could also maybe auto win you the game, because I mean you have at least 6 from the Prince of Darkness. And I mean you have a second dimension shift. Yeah, I mean that's, what are they gonna do? That's, or the next turn, you know, you get something else. Like, this is how you win one of the ways you win the game. We only have one of it, because we only really need one of it just to end out the game, because we're going to be drawing through right X so fast anyway. Now, of course, the other way is the Flame Destroyer, and this is a 0 mana 7/7 essentially, or a 1 mana 7/7, a 2 mana 7/7. The big thing to do with this, of course, is to combo it with the dimension shifts, and for huge burst damage. But of course, you can, if you get in your hand early and your subtract cost from it really early, you know, you can play it sometimes on turn 4. I think that's the earliest I've played it. You can play it on turn 5, and it just can be really hard to deal with. It's really strong. And yeah, that's the deck, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I mean, if you want more, you know, drop a like on my video, and I have some other decks in mind. And alright, I was going to talk about, one thing I was saying is that I think really, besides maybe taking out a Conjure Twosome for Fire Chain, the only thing really that you would maybe change is like taking out something for Merlin. Again, you'd probably take out the Conjure Twosome for another Merlin. I would have another Merlin in my deck, definitely. I just haven't had the ability to create one. So, but that's really the only thing else, unless you really want to like tech in Amulet Destruction or something, if you're really having a hard time with that. But you should probably be okay. Yeah, so like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Drop a like if you liked it. Drop a dislike if you think I'm an idiot and this deck sucks. I don't know. I'm pretty sure this deck is objectively really strong though. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.